Hi, welcome or welcome back to Salty at 60. Today we are going to talk all about color and patterns. And let me tell you, it is a minefield out there for us ladies over 60. There's so much conflicting advice that I thought it would be a good thing for us to talk about it. Yes, ladies, it's true. There is an expectancy that women of a certain age should just kind of stay into the background. We shouldn't want to command any kind of attention or presence. And we should stick to wearing classic or elevated styles to look elegant. And that we should stick to muted tones. I happen to disagree with that. We are told that we should stay away from any bright or shocking hues. And that patterns, well, you could end up looking like an old lady in a pattern, which some of that is true. And of course, all advice does have to take into consideration what your coloring is like and what your body type is like. However, just the all out condemnation of bright colors and florals for women is just simply wrong. So first, we need to clear those voices that are in our head. There is no right or wrong way to dress as you age. Dressing is personal, and it should reflect your personal taste. So let's take charge of that bossy voice inside of us, or some of the rules we've heard throughout the years preached to women of a certain age, and let's consider what our own personal style is. After all, aging is such a privilege, and we have had lots of wisdom and growth throughout the years, and we are entitled to change and dress for ourselves in this chapter of our lives. If we want to be more flamboyant, or we just want to have fun and play with our clothes, we should be able to do that. Now is our time to play. In decades past, we spent so much time dressing for all the different roles in our life, sweetheart, wife, mommy, office worker or some kind of worker. And, we sometimes had to either put our own personal style on the back burner, and we were not allowed to show up for our authentic self. But now is our time. There are a lot of women over 60 still working. I am still working. The difference is I still get to dress for myself because I don't work. I work at home. I work from home. So the only person I am dressing for is myself. And yes, I do get dressed every single day. I don't feel like me. I could never sit around in pajamas. I'm not judging anybody who does. But me, it just puts me in a better mindset to accomplish the things I need to do. And it makes me feel more capable. And after all, I'm the one that passes it by the mirror and sees myself every day. And, if I'm looking schlumpy or dumpy, it shows up, I think, in my work and in my attitude. Other thing that I wanted to just talk about when we talk about color and patterns is that right now we are living in a fashion phase where the younger women are really, really trying to dress elevated, be elegant, and look more polished and more put together. And I say, good for them. I think it was probably high time that the millennials and Gen Xers stepped up their fashion game. I know things got really, really crazy with COVID, but there's more out there than sweatpants and, yoga pants. And so I'm glad to see the younger generation dressing up. And I know there are some older ladies who also like to have that elevated look. For me, I find there can be a danger in just sticking to classics or elevated looks because honestly, unless you are updating your silhouettes and your fit on the cuts of clothing that you buy, it can really, really age you. It can make you look actually quite stodgy and kind of out of touch. So, and also, of course, that's personal style. I just don't like following the classics. I do like classic pieces that I mix with different things. However, I'm not someone who's going to dress head to toe in classics. I also am not a person who likes to dress in a uniform. I want to be me. I have done so many videos about the coastal grandmother style. And the reason why I've done that is because I like it. I do wear coastal grandmother. However, I don't want to show up that same person every single day. So although that makes up a majority of my wardrobe. I do not, you know, there are times where I just want to feel maybe a little more colorful, a little more playful. I don't have to dress in a uniform. I don't have to role play, and you don't either. So all of that being said about the elevated and elegant styles and the classic styles, I want to say you can still look elevated and you can still look classy wearing color and patterns. It's just how you put it all together and some things to keep in mind, which we'll talk about in this video. I guess we should maybe start out with talking about, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So if you are one of my original OGs that have been following me, you will know that I have been on a complete and total journey with style and fashion for several years now, because I was in such a low place. I had lost my self-esteem, my confidence. I didn't even know how to show up for this time in my life. I had been through some things. And, you know, all those roles that we play in our life, it makes us susceptible to, you know, kind of losing ourselves a little bit. So I have gone down different little rabbit trails, tried different things. I've learned how to try to, you know, dress this body that I have. But it's all about evolving. It's all about owning our space. You know, just because we're not, you know, in that mother role or that young woman role does not mean that we don't matter and that how we show up in the world doesn't matter. It absolutely matters. It matters mostly how we feel about ourselves. So speaking of that, I am getting ready to launch. I'm finally going to do it, you guys. I had been talking about doing, you know, on the same channel, but on Wednesdays, rather than doing style videos, I was going to just do conversations where you and me, we can all talk about what it's like after 60, you know, what is going on with our self-esteem, what's going on in our lives, what's going on in with fashion, how can we love ourselves, how can we take care of ourselves, and just all the other issues that we face as aging, mature women. And I just thought it would be a nice thing to do. So hopefully it is going to happen. This Wednesday, I will be launching the first installment of what I called Salty Talk. So I'm hoping that you will stick around, subscribe so that you can see that first launch and then tell me what you think. I need your feedback. All right, for this first outfit, I am coming in strong with bold colors and a large floral pattern. And personally, I think this is just a beautiful, beautiful blouse. I don't feel like it looks matronly whatsoever. I feel like, now I am a bigger lady. I'm 5'10", so in general, small floral patterns will not work for me generally. They just get lost on my body. However, if you are of a smaller stature, you can still wear larger florals. You just want to find something that's in a modern pattern. Now this, I love the colors in this shirt. And I paired this with a pair of white jeans that I gotten from Loft last year. And then just some very, very simple sandals, which I'm going to show you here up close in a moment. But this is just an easy look using color. And I just absolutely loved this. So let me show you this shirt up close a little bit better. This is a, I want to say it's a chiffon shirt. It is made by Lands' End. I cannot believe that Lands' End sold something like this because they're very sporty, outdoor, casual, and a lot of coastal grandmother styles. But when I seen this, I just loved it. It has like this mocking and pleating here on the back, and I purposely ordered up, and rather than getting my normal extra large, I got a 1X because I did want it to be, since the shirt is so flowy, I wanted it to be you know, very loose fitting. I didn't want it to be tight anywhere. I didn't want it to be more fitted, I guess you could say. And then I wanted to show you what's really spectacular about this is these sleeves. They're like the mock sleeves, and I like that because you can push them up and show a little more skin, but you don't have to worry, like, you know, with cuff shirts, sometimes like with what I'm wearing here today, you know, if you cuff them up, a lot of times they fall, and I know there's little hacks you can do to keep them up, but it's too much fussing for me. I don't like to do it. But anyway, this is, comes in extra small, and then it does come in plus sizes, and it was not very expensive. I think I even got this one on sale, but I really like that. And then what I wanted to show you also was these beautiful sandals. Now these sandals, I literally got them from Walmart. They are, I think these are, yeah, this is from the Scoop brand. These have a little bit of cushion in them, so they're very comfortable. However, these are not walking shoes. If I'm going to go out and I know I'm going to be on my feet for a couple hours, I would not wear something like this. But this slim design is very much on trend. And I have other pink things that I can wear with this, other clothing that will go nicely with these. However, I just like this. It has this nice sling back, and it's adjustable. And what I like here is this really pretty metal detail on the front. I just think they're very dainty, very good looking. And by the way, I didn't get a pedicure until yesterday, and I was trying these clothes on and I hadn't had my toes done, so they're looking a lot better now. Anyway, I also slipped on in that video these sunglasses that I had gotten from Loft. They were very inexpensive. I believe they were under $20. I love aviators, and I mostly stick with aviators, but that last pack of aviator glasses that I had gotten from Amazon, they're very dark. So a lot of times if I'm in the car, we get a lot of cloudy days here in the, mid-Atlantic. And I just don't want to wear something that's too dark. So I picked these up, but they're also a different shape. And I just thought these were kind of fun. I just love the pink on them. And they just, the oversized thing makes you feel a little bit glamorous. I really like that. And I like that it had metal on the side instead of it all being, the plastic piece. And again, cheap sunglasses, but just really cool, can change your look up. And then I wanted to show you, I had bought a pack of readers, new readers, sometime back because I had, I have so many readers. That's something we'll talk about maybe on another video, and they're all over the place because I actually have good eyesight. However, I've done office work all of my life and been on a computer all of my life. And, I'm just taking them on, taking them off, taking them on, taking them off. And I've tried the progressives. I think I did that about 12 years ago. And I thought I was going to fall on my face when I walked out of, the eye doctor because everything was just so wonky and I could never get used to them. And I just gave up. So we'll talk about glasses. But anyway, these are so cute. They're in this beautiful pink color. And then I have another set that are have a really bright blue. And most of the time, people aren't going to see my readers because I don't need them when I'm driving. I don't need them when I'm walking around. I can see perfectly. It's all within this, from my hands all up to here to be able to see things. So, I'm really buying them for myself for a sense of fun. And I think if you, wear a lot of glasses, you should consider doing that. You should consider updating your glasses, add some color to them. I was wearing for a couple of years now, I've been wearing the Oprah style reading glasses with the larger frames. And those were really fun when I got them, but I'm just ready for a change. Okay, in this next outfit, I am still wearing a solid color with a bright color, which is what I did in the first outfit. I wore white with the floral and the bright pink. Here I am wearing these gorgeous, comfortable, and flowy green pants. They are a bright green. They are very bright. Love them. They're drawstring, elastic waist, and I tucked in this beautiful shirt that I had gotten from Land's End as well. Like I said, I was really surprised to find some really beautiful pieces. And, I've talked before about how self-conscious I am of my arms. But, I'm not going to dress to camouflage myself. It's not that I set out trying to look bad in my clothing. However, it's going to get hot. And I want to be able to be cool and to dress the way that I want to dress. I mean, to be honest with you, it's my fault. I should have stuck to, lifting weights and firming up those arms. I mean, I have tried so many times, and, after a month or two, I just kind of stop, and I never did it long enough or hard enough to get any real firming there, but that's on me. But anyway, I love this outfit. And I paired these with just a simple pair of sandals, black sandals. I got those from, I believe, I got those from Walmart as well. I think I had mentioned in another video that I really like the Tikis, but they're a little bit too flat for me. Like, I don't think they'll have a lot of cushioning on them. And so I'm afraid that I can't get a lot of wear out of them. But anyway, I thought that this was a nice outfit. All right, in this outfit, this is maybe bringing on the color again in this bright, bright yellow shrug that I picked up from Amazon. And I paired it with one of my navy blue ribbed tank dresses. But the star of this outfit are these beautiful earrings. They're the raffia earrings that I had purchased a couple years ago. And I literally picked out this yellow shrug just for these earrings because I enjoy wearing this bright yellow. And it's not a color for anybody. However, it comes in a multitude of colors because it's Amazon. And I just kept my footwear very simple. I just wore, you know, a pair of very flat, sleek flip-flops. Again, that's not something I'm going to wear when I'm out and about all the time. But I just thought it made a really sweet, kind of cute outfit. The only thing I would have done different here is I didn't realize, I think, that you can tie that shrug up under your breast a little bit closer, which is where it looks best on me. Or you could, you know, bring it down low here like I had. I didn't realize, I believe, that mine was so loose and it had fallen. And so where it was hitting me at was not my best spot. But this I am going to wear a lot this summer. Let's see. I wanted to also show you these shoes here. These are time and true, very simple. Now these have just a tad bit of cushioning in them. So again, this is not something I'm going to wear for any length of time. But you know, if you're just running out to the store, or you know, maybe you're just not doing you're doing an errand, but you're not going to be out for very long, these would be perfect because they're just simple, they're light. But you know, as we grow older, we lose the you know, the fat on our footbed. And so we do need a little more cushioning. It just makes everything a little more comfortable. But I wanted to show you those. And I also wanted to show you some things that I picked up this week. I thought that you would really enjoy. I got this, look how cute this box is. It was another Amazon find. I purchased a little straw bag. Here's the bag, and it even came with this little scarf that you could tie on it. And right now I've got it filled with little hand towels because it was, even though it came in that nice box, it was folded, and I'm trying to push it out in certain areas and just get it to where it sits really nice. But you know, this is the kind of purse where you can dump everything in it. It does have a zipper closure. Under $35, and let me tell you, it does not look cheap. I mean, I would say the straps don't look leather, but they also don't look cheap, and it doesn't have like all kind of hanging threads and weird things like that. I personally did not want to spend a lot of money on a summer bag. If I'm going to spend money on a bag, I want it to be leather, and I want it to be something that, you know, I'll wear forever. Summer bags are a little more expendable to me, and I just couldn't see spending over $100 for a simple straw bag. And also, you know, styles come and go. And I think that this is something that I just like to annually have fun with, annually purchase. But I really highly recommend this bag. It does not look cheap in any way. And because it has sort of these cognac, I can't say it, brown, tan, whatever straps, it's just going to go with pretty much everything. So I thought I would show you that. And then also I picked up in the last week, I had gotten this really pretty Timex watch, and it is in the mixed metal. And I chose that. This is just like an old school Timex watch, and I'm so thrilled to get it because first, it is mixed metal, and I can wear it with my silver, I can wear it with my gold. I wanted something that I could wear every day, regardless of what type of jewelry I was wearing, because I do wear Probably a little bit more silver than I do gold, but I do wear both silver and gold. And I tend to wear more gold in the summer, and I tend to wear more silver in the winter. So I wanted to show you that. The other thing I wanted to show you that I got was this beautiful, beautiful Tigere ring that I had picked up. You know, I think I had mentioned several videos ago that I've been following her for over a couple years, I think, which is Lisa D1. Just love her style. I love her outlook on life. I love everything about her fashion sense. Her and I have actually similar fashion sense. Unfortunately, I can't wear a lot of what she wears. But anyway, I enjoy her. And she collaborated to do this ring with Victoria Emerson. And I've been eyeing up that ring for years. So when she came out and said she was going to actually do a collab for her own Tigere ring, I was like, I know that I'm going to get that, because I think I've also mentioned in previous videos, I like to wear larger jewelry because I'm a large woman. And putting, like, here I have this little, you know, tiny ring on my index finger. I feel like smaller jewelry can really get lost on me. I think that, you know, I can carry off, you know, a larger piece of jewelry, a more statement piece, and I enjoy wearing that. It's my way of showing off my little flamboyant side of me. And that's one thing we're going to be talking about in the new series that I kick off about. I had gotten David Kibbe's new book and some of my thoughts about that and how that's helping me on my journey. So we're going to talk about that too. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed today. Don't be afraid of color. Don't be afraid of showing up for yourself. You can still look classy and nice wearing color. I don't think that this whole elegant thing that we're seeing theme over and over again with, you know, if we watch style videos and that sort of thing, it's not for everybody. And that's okay. You can wear color. Anyhow, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.